although the name of department is international development, usually we not only, there are some let's say rigid structure of the curriculum and syllabus in my understanding prior to my joining to King's College. But then once I was there, and I think I still believe it may be still happening now, we have some much more flexibility in terms of how we approach the development problem. For instance, my official degree after completing my PhD is PhD on development economics, meaning that my approach in doing the research on international development is mainly using the economics approach and how to tackle the problem of development using the economic lenses. Also, another student, for instance, my colleague by the time, he did it through much more sociological approach in understanding the development and proposing the solution. So that kind of varieties, that kind of multidisciplinary approaches in terms of understanding and tackling the problem of development is something that's very interesting for me in this department. So before joining PhD, I did have 10 years of experience in development field. And then what I felt by that time, 2015 or 2014, before I joined King's, what I felt lacking in myself is that a broader perspective, a much higher level of thinking in terms of seeing the thing, seeing the problem from, let's say, more conceptual perspective, and how to come up with something in addition to analytical things, or how to come up with something as a much more, let's say, prescriptive approach, how to tackle the development problem. So in King's, as a student of PhD, we learn how to deal with that using understanding the data analytical process, and then data not only at the local level but also, of course, international comparative perspective. And then having that kind of training during my PhD, then I use it all in the field of my work. Even though, for instance, the bank that I work for is specifically working for the province, operating specifically at the province. Now it is expand their business within Indonesian country and within the country, and then by having my thinking on global approach, so I can see that this particular bank having the strong point in some area, and then we can compete in that particular area, something like that. That's the thing that I got from the training in King as the PhD student.